All right, this is 1.6 combined exponent rules. So now we're putting it together where in the same problem we might have multiple rules. Directions say to express the following fraction in simplest form using only positive exponents. And you're going to have two levels, level 1, level 2. On number 1, we've got a numerator. It's got some stuff going on over a denominator that's really all okay. So you want to think of order of operations when you're simplifying these. Think of, some people would say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, but it's parentheses, and then it's doing exponents, then it's doing multiplication and division from left to right, and then it's doing addition, subtraction from left to right. So on here, I want to take care of not only the parentheses, but really this is an exponent. I want to do this h to the 4th power squared before I do anything with the times 5, because multiplication is not as important as exponents. Okay, so looking at just this part, we would do our power rule, which says to multiply 4 times 2. So that's really 5h to the 8th power over 20h to the 9th. Then my job is to do quotient rule, or divide, and simplify this. So 5/20ths, I could take out a 5, that would be a 1. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So I like setting up my numbers first, and that helps my fraction get set up. And then I would have subtracting 9 minus 8 is 1, and there would be more on the bottom. So I'd have 1 over 4h as my answer. Okay, we're going to skip to 3. We'll do 3, and then I'll let you pause and try 2 and 4 to see if you can do them on your own. So number 3, we've got, this time in the denominator, something's happening because I see parentheses with the power on the outside. So again, this is really an exponent issue. So I've got 6b to the 10th will stay. Remember that we are really taking 3 to the 4th power, which is not 12. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27, and I know that 27 times 3 is 81. Or really what you could do is 3 squared, which is 9, times 3 squared, which is 9. That'd be a 9 squared, which is 81. That's how I do it in my head. And then that'll be v to the 4th power. Okay, so let's say you didn't know if 6 over 81 could be simplified. There's a couple things you could do. For one, think of common factors. 6 is divisible by 2 and 3. 81 definitely can't divide by 2 because it's an odd number. So I could take both and divide by 3. And yes, it works. I get 2 over 27. But let's say you were kind of feeling lazy and you didn't know if the numbers were bigger. Maybe you didn't know the common factors. I could take 6 and then divide it by 81. Hit enter, and I'll get a decimal, and then hit math, which is right here, the 3rd button down, math, and your first option is to turn it into a fraction. Hit enter. I should probably zoom out when I do this. Hit enter, which is all the way at the bottom, and it's going to hit enter again, and look, it gives me the simplified fraction, 2 over 27, which is what we have. And then I've got v to the 6, which would be on top. And that would be my answer. So I would like you to pause and try number 2 and 4. All right, number 2 should get 3 over 5a to the 14th. 3/5 can't simplify. And then you're just taking 15 minus the power 1, which is 14. They'd be on the bottom. And number 4, you don't have a fraction anymore. You get 9y to the 12th. 3 cubed is 27. And then 27 divided by 3 ends up being 9. So those aren't too bad. Level 2 get a little trickier, but not much. It's just the fact that they have negative powers in them. Okay, so number 5. Same steps of I want to take care of parentheses because the parentheses here really are dealing with a power rule. So I'm going to take 4 times 4, and that'll become a c to the 16th. Okay, and then I'm going to try to simplify this. So I've got a negative divided by a negative, which I know becomes a positive. 5 divided by 4, they don't have any common factors, so I'm going to keep it 5/4. And then I'm going to move this to the bottom. So really I have c to the 16th times c squared, which will be c to the 18th. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to skip number 6 for now. Let's go to 7. Then I'll let you come back and try it. Number 7 is having parentheses around this whole monomial here where we have a coefficient of -3 in front. So let's take care of this first. -3 to the 4th power. Make sure you put parentheses around it on your calculator. Put it in like that. It should become an even, or it's an even power, so it should become positive. So again, -3 squared would be 9. If I square 9, that would be 81, positive. And then y, -1 times 4 is -4. Okay, and then my job is just to simplify. So here again, I know what a common factor of 12 and 81 is, but say you don't want to figure that out. Get on your calculator. Take, I don't even care about the negative, 12 divided by 81, enter. Okay, yep, it's decimal. Hit math. First option's fraction, hit enter, enter, and you get 4/27. But I know it's a negative because I have a negative over a positive. You're really dividing out a 3. Okay, and then these two things are going to flip-flop. So I've got a y to the +4th on top, a y to the +8th on bottom, which will give me a final answer of y to the 4th on the bottom. Okay, so I want you to pause and do number 6 and number 8. All right, number 6, I got 3x to the 17th over 25. Look at my work. If you got any questions, ask me. And then number 8, I got 125 over 4p to the 5th. I could not get this to simplify because when I divide it, it's a fraction, and when I divide it, it's a decimal. When I tried to change it into a fraction, it's still the same. And that's it.